Hey, what is up guys? This is Bo, or Carl Hunga 712, and today I'm bringing you a throwback video to one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time, Modern Warfare 3. We're going to kind of go through here and see how many people are online, if it's still playable, and just talk about some of the things that made MW3 so damn good, in my opinion anyways. But if you're new here to the channel, make sure you click that like button, hit the subscribe button for more. I mostly upload Call of Duty videos, but I do upload some other stuff too. Some Rainbow Six videos, do some golf clubs, some Madden, sometimes baseball, just all kinds of games. So, like I said, if that's something you're interested in, like I said, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll get into it. Well, anyways, the gameplay I've got in the background isn't actually gameplay that I pulled from being on here just the other day. It was actually one of my saved videos from theater mode, which I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but I love these old games, how they had theater mode to save some of these games, just in case you forgot to have your capture card on, or, you know, you weren't able to save the game, you know, when you had a pretty good match. So that was one of the things that was awesome. So it's pretty good gameplay here. It's kind of, I love the streaks in Modern Warfare 3, and just had choppers coming in non-stop, so it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. But anyways, when I hopped on here the other night, and I think there's a glitch, because this happens when you get on Black Ops 1 too, it's basically saying that there's 155,000 people online right now on Modern Warfare 3, and although, you know, I had no problems finding matches in just about every playlist, I think 155,000 is way overestimated. I wondered myself if maybe they doubled, if they counted each person as maybe two people, because obviously, you know, you have the Xbox 360 and some people play on the Xbox One, so maybe there's some kind of doubling there when they go back to the emulator and it's through the Xbox One. I don't know if it has something to do with that, or if the basically if the player count is just broken, which that could be the case too. But if, let's say, you cut that in half, if it did double count, that still is, you know, almost 80,000 people online, and just a game this old, I don't see that as being too accurate. But if it is, I mean, that's great to see, because like I said, I loved MW3. You know, it was such a fun game. But anyways, it says there's 155,000 people online, so if you guys do want to ever hop on, let me know. If it's maybe just the numbers glitched out and it just always says 155,000, which would be kind of weird, but anyways, yeah, like I said, let me know if that's the case. That's basically the amount of people in the playlist, and then it says total players playing online, so who are connected to the online services. It says there's 811,000 people. So that's, I mean, that's almost impossible, right, for a game this old. So like I said, I think the numbers are just glitched out, but you know, I had no problems finding any of the playlist. I played in some Dom matches. I played some TDM. I got into some ground war matches, and I think I did one or two search and destroys. So you definitely can still find games on Modern Warfare 3 if any of you decide to hop on one of these days. You do run into some lobbies that are pretty laggy or glitchy, but for the most part, they were pretty good. I've got a Net Duma router, so I'm able to kind of control the lobbies that I get into, which is kind of nice. But anyways, you know, most of your lobbies are going to be pretty solid. Team Deathmatch is always the most popular mode. I used to really like TDM, but not as much anymore. But anyways, TDM, you're always going to have matches in there. But I was happy and surprised to find matches in other modes. Like I said, I love Dom, I love Search. You know, of course, we don't have Hardpoint or anything like that back then, but had no problems getting into any of the matches. I did run into a few hackers every now and then. Sometimes you'll see somebody who's invisible, or they're invincible and you can't kill them, so you will run into some hackers, obviously, on these older games, which does suck, because it just kind of screws everybody else who wants to hop on and have a little fun on these old games. But that's one thing you guys will have to watch out for if you hop back on MW3. But one thing I want to talk about now that I really hope that they bring back one of these days, and I don't know if they ever will, but just the amount of variety of weapons that you have in these older CODs. Like for assault rifles, for example, you know, you have 10 different assault rifles to choose from. You know, when you go to submachine guns, you've got 6 different subs to choose from, which I think is pretty much on pace now. You know, you've got 6 different LMGs to choose from. You have 6 different snipers to choose from. You've got 6 different shotguns to choose from. You've got riot shields. And another thing that I really thought was kind of cool on Modern Warfare 3 was you had a lot of different secondaries. You had your launchers, you had handguns, and then, of course, my personal favorite, your pocket submachine guns, your machine pistols. That MP9, man, that thing is wicked. I remember the FMG 9s back in the day. A lot of people like using those, or they like to dual wield them, run them akimbo. But you know, it's just the amount of weapon variety you had in these old games, and you had it too in Black Ops 1, which I'll review at another time. Kind of let you guys know basically how many people are in the playlists. You know, if you can still find matches, different things like that. So we'll go through all the Call of Duties anyways. But you know, just all the varieties of weapons that you had on here. It just made the game so fun. One thing that kind of sucked with this game was some of the perks were kind of a little strong. You know, if you had, God, what was it? SitRep Pro unlocked, you could basically hear footsteps all the way across the map, which was kind of irritating. You know, a lot of people ran Assassin and Blind Eye, so if you did call in kill streaks, sometimes it was kind of hard to get kills with them, or your UAVs really didn't work. But you know, other than that, you know, the perks, like I said, at least the perks worked. They were strong. One of my complaints with the new Modern Warfare, you know, a lot of the perks don't seem to work half the time, like TAC Mask and different things. So that was kind of nice in these old games. You also had, you could change basically your kill streaks here. You know, you could go with assault streaks, support streaks, or specialist. Everybody loves specialist. The assault streaks were strong. And I also liked having support streaks, you know, for players who are just now starting the game. Although I don't think that everybody's favorite, the Stealth Bomber, should have ever been in support because it's a lethal streak. But, you know, it gives people a chance to, you know, get some UAVs, maybe throw down some vests or something, just to kind of help the team out, help themselves out as they're learning the game. So I've always kind of liked having that support package in there. Like I said, it can get a little irritating with you know, with newer players if you get some lethal streaks in there, but still I kind of thought that was good. The maps were probably the biggest complaint, I'd say, from MW3, although I liked a lot of the maps on MW3. I think some of the maps, though, needed some work, but again, at launch you had tons of maps on this game, and it was just good to see. Of course, you got your bonus maps, you got your throwback or your face-off playlist, which I think was a great thing that they did back then on MW3, which of course they tried with Modern Warfare, the new Modern Warfare. And I think Gunfight's a good mode, but you know, I just think the maps, the speed of the game, the way it was played back then, I just feel like MW3, you know, of course this is just a feel thing, but MW3's face-off maps were just fantastic. The maps were great, they were fun to play. I just loved doing them, so that's one thing I missed. But there was some a lot of classic maps on here. I mean, Dome, a lot of people enjoyed Arkaden. Of course, Resistance was always one of my favorites. Downturn, I could not stand that map. Bootleg, I had some fun on. Hard Hat, I had fun on. Lockdown, I liked. Village, I liked. Some other ones I liked. Underground was actually one of my favorite maps, and Mission I didn't mind either. And I know there's some people that probably agree and disagree with some of the maps I named there, but you know, a lot of good maps, but a lot of map variety. Unfortunately, I didn't get into Call of Duty until later in my career, so I didn't have the map packs, but watching some people play them, there were some good, nice maps on the map packs. I think that looked like they'd be pretty fun and enjoyable. One thing I didn't get a chance to ever do on here was I never got to play the campaign, so I can't really relate to that. But I did enjoy the Spec Ops missions. I thought that was fun in MW2 and MW3 when they had the Spec Ops stuff. Of course, on the new Modern Warfare, they kind of tried doing that again. It didn't really work out, but you know, it was something I always thought that was kind of a fun third game mode. But anyways, just to kind of wrap this up, like I said, if you guys enjoy these videos, let me know, because I love going back and kind of reviewing these old games to let you know basically kind of what's going on in them. you know, what was so good about these games and if they're still playable. MW3 is definitely still playable. It's still a fun game. It's still buttery smooth. I always thought MW3 was such a smooth game. I always loved the hit detection. I loved the guns. I loved the camos in this game. It was just all around good, fun game. You know, it was just classic COD. You know, COD hasn't really felt classic for quite a while. So if you guys hop on this, you're gonna find people in most of the playlists. You're gonna find lots of people in the face-off playlist still. You know, so like I said, you're definitely not gonna have any problems finding matches. But I want to know in the comment section, do you guys still go back and play some of the old CODs? Do you still have an Xbox One? Do you play on PC maybe? Sure, it'd be nice one of these days to see PlayStation do these, you know, backwards compatible games, but that's for another time. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I'm planning on doing probably Black Ops 1 next, so we'll get on there, do a kind of a quick review, what was so good about the game, what wasn't, and basically are the lobbies still playable. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next video. Bow out.